I'm going to finish the service up with fear because it's going to be Resurrection Sunday next week, and I'm going to be preaching for those that want to go ahead and look at it. My brother Johnny had a vision of 1 Corinthians 15, and so that's what I'm going to preach on Resurrection Day. Thank you, Johnny, for giving me my sermon and the scripture to go with it. Listen. Next Sunday is an important day, and I want you to begin to set your mind and your heart spiritually towards this day. For a lot of people, they come to church once a year, twice a year. They usually attend on Christmas. They usually attend on Easter. What I want you guys to do is make sure next week you invite somebody that you know that don't go to church that come to church. We want to explain to them what Resurrection Sunday is all about. They need to know that Christ did not only die for us, but he died for them too. Some of them are hurt from church. Some of them have never been to church. Some of them are never invited to church. You know that friend that you drink with, that friend that you party with? Invite that person. They probably didn't know that you even go to church because you probably never brought it up because everybody else in the job. You know what I mean? But let them know you love God. Tell them don't judge, don't hate, participate. Okay? I still love God. I am a broken vessel. I am not perfect, but I love God. Okay? And then you'll be like, man, that's how I feel too. I know. So come, there's room for all of us. And I tell you, man, it's going to be a powerful time. I just feel like God's going to move. I want to see people that don't go to church. I want to see people unchurched. And I want to share with them about the love of Christ. Amen? So do that. I just wanted to get that out. Okay? How many know that you got to have faith to combat fear? And it seemed like when I started this series, that's all I've been hearing about is fear. Fearful moments, fearful testimonies, where everything that we were talking about was relevant to the time that we're in right now. What is fear? What is fear? Fear is an unpleasant, often strong emotion caused by anticipation or awareness of danger. It is an anticipation or awareness of danger. To be afraid of something or someone, an anxious concern, a reason for alarm, a profound reverence of awe towards God. That's the good part of fear. A distressing emotion aroused by impending danger, evil, or pain, etc. Whether the threat is real or imagined. And I'm not going to go into all that because the last 2 Sundays I went ahead and broke down superstitions and all that, okay? But I just wanted to recap what fear is. Fear is a physical and emotional response to a dangerous or threatening situation that prepares the body to fight or flee. When you're a soldier and you're out there, or you're a cop and you're out there, or you're a fireman out there, you're going to get a rush of adrenaline. When you get ready to fight someone, how many people had a fight in your whole life? Don't lie, because some of y'all never even took a swing at nothing. All right. When you was getting ready to have that fight, what did it feel like? Did you feel fear? Yeah, you did. You felt fear. Okay? Don't say you didn't. Everybody feels fear, even a prize trained fighter. But it's adrenaline. It's a rush. And it's a rush of adrenaline, and it prepares you to fight or to flee. Even a great boxer. I played football all the way till I was 34, and every time before a game, I would feel anxious inside. That's fear, okay? You guys got fear mixed up when you think it's like, oh, the boogeyman, I'm scared. No, fear is anxiety also. Fear is unpleasant. Fear is anticipating, okay? So, but what happens is that fear, I would have that, and they say if you ever don't feel that feeling, then you need to stop playing. If you ever don't get that adrenaline rush, if you ever don't feel that anxiousness before a game, if you ever don't feel that fear, then you need to stop playing because your feeling for the sport is gone. And it's just a nervousness. It's an anxiousness. It's okay. It's normal. Because what it does is it makes your body produces adrenaline so you're prepared to run hard, to swing harder, to have more endurance, to fight harder, to play longer. And that gives you that feeling that makes you want to fight or flight. So when that moment comes in, you need to turn it into strength because that's what God intended it to be. If it becomes fear, then that's not of God, that's the devil. So it should make you fight, not flight. And everything that we do in God, God calls us to do what? To stand. In all his scriptures, he talks about fighting and warring and standing and persevering. God is a God that's always going to have you fight. He's never going to have you retreat. If you've been retreating in your life, if you've been a so-called scaredy cat, stop it. God hasn't given you that scaredy cat. He's given you the power to stand and fight. Fear. God says that I have given you power, love, and sound mind to fight, not flight. When we broke down the scripture, and our favorite scripture is, for God has not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and sound mind. I broke those down, and I'm not going to break them down again. But you want to understand that God took away fear, and He gave you power, and He gave you love, and He gave you sound mind. That's what God gives you in a moment of fight or flight. That's what God gives you in a moment that you feel like you're being overtaken. That's what God gives you when you've been beat down and you're on your last leg and you think you can't go no more. That's what God gives you when you're standing on the battlefield and you need some courage. He gives you the spirit of power. He gives you the spirit of love. And He gives you the spirit of sound mind. And that's what God gives you when you go to the doctor and you get that bad news. That's what God gives you when you get ready to walk on somebody and lay hands on them and believe that God's going to heal you. That's what God gives you. Amen. You can be anxious, but not fearful. You can anticipate and not be overcome with fear. You have to understand that God gives you certain weapons. And God ain't never, ever, in my smoky voice from Friday, ever given you fear. He can't. It's against His promise. God says He's not a man that He should lie. You football players, when you take that field, I want you to take that field like I used to take that field. I knew that if God before me, nobody could stop me. I knew that I could carry 10 men across the end zone. And you ask my wife, I carry 5 or 6 every time. I would get hit at the line of scrimmage, and I said my legs will not stop moving until I get the first down or I get a touchdown. If I was coming at you, I was trying to knock you out. I'm talking about unconscious. And I did that to a lot of guys on the field. They banned me from all the drills because I used to knock people out. See, back in the 80s, we used to hit you in the head. That's why I got 26 concussions. But it's okay. If you see me retarded, it's just because. Football. I remember in Barstow High School, and I got the ball. That's where Ben and them was at. And I just got my bell rung, and I ain't never seen stars before in my life. I thought it was like the cartoon. I thought they went in a circle like the cartoons. They don't go in a circle. They're like this. And you're like this. And I remember, oh, coach, don't call my play. And so he saw something, so he called a 33 blast, and I'm like, no, that's me. I remember as I couldn't even think. I was going to raise my hand and go out, but it was for the battle of the bell, and I wasn't going to get out. It was second half, and I just chewed everybody out, called them all kinds of punks and sissies, and told them, y'all need to follow me. I'm going to show you how we're going to win this game. Coach, give me the ball. It's high school. Did it at college too. He gave me the ball, 33 blasts. My head, I saw stars. I ran a 70-yard touchdown. Right up the middle, didn't even know where I was. And it's like, buddy. I'm like, but I had no fear. I knew that I could do anything in God. Little did I know my football training was for my spiritual training. And that's how I feel in God. When the devil comes, I'm ready. When someone needs prayer, I have the faith the size of the mustard seed. I actually believe in what I'm preaching. I actually believe in what comes out of my mouth. And this is what I want to tell you guys. What do you believe? Well, we don't believe like you, knucklehead. You got 26 concussions. No wonder you believe everything. I believe everything because the Bible tells me. I believe everything that's in the Bible. I believe every scripture that God wrote. I believe that it applies to some part of your life, at some time in your life, somewhere in your life, when you need it in your life. Oh, do you hear me, church? I believe that you can stand upon the word of God all day long, all night long, all year long, in your whole life and be strong. I believe you can walk in God and be a strong Christian for God. I believe that you can stand and declare those things that are not as those they were. I believe in the power of God. I believe that He's given us power. I believe that He's given us love. I believe that I'm not crazy either. Amen. But what do you believe? Some of you come to church and you don't believe hardly anything. But you believe enough to get to church, and that's all I need. And faith comes from hearing the word, and I'm going to keep giving you the word. Man, I love serving God. I like to watch God change people's lives. I like to watch God bring people in here that don't believe in faith, that never had a prayer for their body or healing. They just was good people. I'll just go to church and just ask the pastor to pray for me. I'll just, and then God goes, "Bruh." And you're like, okay, that was weird. Wow. But you ain't studied the word yet. You ain't even, you haven't even fed your faith more. God just wanted to let you know that I'm real. That's all. Hello, I'm God. How are you doing? Hello, I'm Elohim. Hello, I'm Jesus. Can I help you today? Everything that God does with us is to make us stronger, is to erase our fear and to give us faith. To erase our fear and to give us faith. That's why God says this. He says, without faith, it is impossible not only to please Him, but it's impossible to receive Him. We have to actually believe in something that we read in a book. Until one day, you was walking down the street, minding your own business, eating a tuna fish sandwich, and you heard a voice in the alley. That's what you pray. Until one day, God comes in your life. Until one day, God comes into your life. Until one day, God comes in your life. Until one day, God comes in your life. And He says, boo. Hi, it's me. Oh, you thought I was fake? Oh, you thought I wasn't real? Oh, you want all my time and attention? You greedy, ain't you? You like that little puppy. I just want to be around you. I got a new puppy. She just on my neck all night long. I'm like, baby, let her breathe. Listen. You may not have ever had an encounter yet with God, but I want you to stay faithful, to understand that your day of visitation is coming. I love when God takes you and just blows your mind. I like when He just says, okay, Carla can only handle this much. So I'm not going to do like a supernatural miracle and make the sky open. I'm just going to give her great favor with a new promotion. And that's something that she can handle. But from that little seed, you see, God has always planted seeds. And from that little seed, your faith begins to grow and grow until you start talking crazy like me. And you start talking crazy like David. And you start talking crazy like Paul. And you start talking crazy like Peter. And you start talking crazy like Jesus. And you start talking crazy like David. And you start talking crazy like Ruth. And you start talking crazy like Esther. And you start talking crazy like all of them, like Joseph. And you start talking crazy. Because that's what God does. He makes you believe things that nobody else will believe. Amen? Some of us have a higher amount of fear than others. Maybe you suffer from a traumatic experience, a physical, an emotional, a psychological distress, or even bodily harm. When I talk about a physical, it's a violent assault. Emotional, it could be a broken heart. Somebody left you, somebody died, something happened to you that caused you to feel this way. You may have been involved in a manslaughter where your hands was at the wheel of having somebody lose their life. Whatever it is, it's a traumatic experience. And then there are those that have unrealistic expectations. Unrealistic expectations is this. So you afraid and you fear failure. That is an unrealistic expectation. We're all going to fail at something. Come on, get over yourself. So you have this fear of failure. Some of you have a fear of relationships. Well, everyone I had failed. I don't want no more relationship. And then God brings you your knight in shining armor. God brings you your Sarah. An unrealistic expectation. Failure is a part of life, guys. We fall down, but we get up. We write songs about it all day long. It is a part of life. If you're afraid to fail, then you're already failing because you're already afraid and you don't even know that you're afraid to fail. You just walk around. Yeah. You will fail. Your mama will fail. Your daddy will fail. Your kids will fail. Your dogs will fail. That's why they keep peeing in the floor. Epic fail, huh? You know that working out? It's an epic fail. Because even our generation, the young sex generation, they recognize failure. You know, some of the most stupidest, unrealistic expectations are these. Are you ready? Here's one. Life should be fair. So guess what? Because you think that life should be fair and life ain't fair, you're afraid that life just isn't fair. Listen to this. Guess what? It's not. Life is not fair. Get over it. When something unfair happens, don't become fearful or afraid to try again. So what that marriage didn't work out. So what that relationship didn't work out. So what that job didn't work out. So what that church didn't work out. It's life. It's life. What you gonna do? Have a pity party, woe is to me, and stay all bundled up? Secured and insecure at the same time? I'm secure because I don't want nobody around, and I'm insecure because I can't go outside my door. No, you get back up. You keep going. Get back up. Keep fighting. God is the God of second chances. And you say to yourself, God, that didn't work out. But you know what? You ain't giving me a spirit of fear. So I'm not afraid to try it again. I'm not afraid to step out on faith again. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be slower. I'm going to be wiser. I'm going to discern a few things. I ain't going to find my husband in a strip club. I'm going to find him in a grocery store. I ain't going to find my woman in a strip club, at the nightclub. I'm going to find her at church. But you're going to be wiser. Look, change your plan. Come back, rethink, re-strategize, reload, and go back out. Okay? You know the biggest weakness we have? We succumb to our fear because we become desperate. Don't be a desperate Donnie, and don't be a desperate Debbie. Okay? The other unrealistic expectation is everyone should like me. Look, I'm cute, I'm sexy, I'm firm in the right places. I got all my good looks about me. I got a job. I got $200 in the bank account. Woo-hoo! It's more than I ever had before. Okay? I'm coming up, dun, dun. I want the world to know. I got to let it show. Oh. No, you're not. You're still a baby. That's just enough. I learned a few things. Listen. Everybody ain't gonna like you. Look, I'm a preacher and people don't like me and I ain't never even met them. Oh, that was a strong word. Oh, he tells it like this. Well, what about the funny stuff I say? I tell you the truth being funny. That way it makes you laugh, but it still hurts. Wouldn't you rather God give you the truth and make you feel good about it than say, listen, no, dummy, this is what I'm going to do? That would be condemnation. That would be Baptist. You know? That would be Catholic. There's no hope for you, you dirty sinner. You're going to the pits of hell today in Jesus' name. I'm telling you now. Repent and give me some money. And hurry up. Hell no, I ain't praying for you either. Get out of here. Or they excommunicate you. Woman, you have been found with sin. And according to our church bylaws, not what the Bible says, because the Bible says he that without sin cast the first stone, but what we say here at the Church of Latter-day Saints of Pentecostal Holiness, that you gotta go. You your family, and everybody. And church members, you're not allowed to talk to Sister Jones. She was caught committing adultery. Off with her head. And if I catch anybody in this church communicating, you will receive the same punishment. Thus say the law of man. I'm serious. These are all true incidents. But here, we say, he that was without sin, cast the first stone. And we say, you know what? Jesus says we love our brothers and forgive them 70 times 7. And here we take the broken heart and we make you believe that there's something good in you. You see, we take away that fear of failure and we give you the spirit of success. Back to the everybody should like me. All kinds of decent, I wasn't decent, kind people, respectable people are not liked by somebody for no reason at all. If the decent, kind, and respectable people are not liked by somebody for no good reason, then what's your excuse? Don't live in the unrealistic expectation that everybody's going to. Listen, your breath stunk that day and nobody had the balls to tell you. From that day, that girl didn't want to talk to you no more. She was like, I can't do it. And then they all talked about you over here. She got some stuff to do, huh? Golly, they funky breath. Me, I'm a real friend. You're going to come in my office at ATD, I'm manager, I'm like, dude, your breath stinks, stand back. All right? Catch it. Yeah, what is it you? Go across the truck is late. Okay, that's good. Don't you ever come in my office with a funky breath again, because I'm going to talk about you. But back to everybody should like you. Everybody ain't going to like you, we already understand that. So when you get your feelings hurt, focus on this, guys. I hate this when you succumb to pressure. Don't go changing who you are. Just be the best version of you. That's it. And if you got some bad habits like I have at work, maybe you should have been a little kinder. Okay, go back and say, dude, I'm sorry, I know what I said, but I shouldn't have said it like that, all right? Because it's hard to be the boss and the friend. So you got to have that fine line, but you want to be fair too. And so I always try to put myself on the side of morality first instead of corporate. And so even though I know you had a no call, no show, and you really upset me, I got to be nice to you when I see you again. Did everything work out for you? And I want to just hit you with a kidney shot because you caused me like 10 hours of overtime because everybody else had to do your job. And then I don't mean because my UPHs was off, and then all of a sudden my labor went up 3%. And nobody wanted to ask me what happened. They just point the finger at me. What do you do? What kind of manager are you? And then I got to go for walks because you decided that you was drunk on Mexican Thursday. You didn't want to come to church. Didn't want to come to work on Friday. And so I got a call in at 3:35 in the morning. And thus, this is the scenario for the last 9 years. My wife's like, I don't know. My kids hear me yelling at 3 in the morning. What's wrong with that? Somebody just called in. And you know, at my job, I used to think that I was afraid that everybody had to like me. And now I don't care if they don't like me. I've come to the problems where there's a solution that they're never going to like me because I'm their boss. But you know what? I'm not going to let that hurt. Doesn't matter how many times I save their jobs, how many times they call in, they just ain't going to like me. And so I had to come to that realization because at my job is where I spend most of my life at. At your job is where you spend most of your life. And so I think it's a great place for us to get over ourselves at our job. To realize that we're just here to do a job, and you do it well, and you go on about your business. And you focus on being the best you. Regardless of the cause of fear, fear-driven people often miss out on great opportunities. And I want to specify the word often. It means frequently and many. When you are a fear-driven person, you often miss out on great opportunities. So many times God tries to put something new in front of you. take you in another direction, treat you a little better, make you feel more confident. And because you're so afraid of failure that you just can't believe that something successful would come, you will continue to miss out on great opportunities. Because you are afraid to venture out, because you are afraid to trust, because you have come and conditioned yourself that you've been hurt too many times, so now you're just going to play it safe. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play it safe because I've had bad relationships. I've had bad jobs. I lost my confidence in my own ability to do what I know that I'm good at. And you begin to doubt yourself. You begin to distrust your own self. It says that fear is a self-imposed prison. You actually confine your own self because of your own lack of understanding, because of the so many times things did not go the way you planned. Things did not work out the way you thought they should. Oh, but you did your homework. Oh, you dotted your I and you crossed your T. You made sure that you did the best you could to secure your success. But somehow, some way, somebody didn't like you. Somehow, some way, something distracted you. Somehow, some way, things just got in the mix and things just fell apart, and so did you. Why? And so you said, I ain't never gonna take a risk again. I'm just gonna stay here. It's like you want God to just bring that blessing right to you, gift wrap, open it, and stand over you and say, see what I did for you? No, he ain't got that kind of time. He gonna say, go through that door. And you gonna say, well, that's a big door, God. I know I made it big because you gained some weight, okay? So go on through it. Well, I don't know, God, you know, it's blue and that's my bad luck color. I know, but it's okay. I want you to go through that door. I don't know what's behind it, Jesus. Well, that's what I want you to figure out. But listen, daughter, listen, son, go through that door. Well, can you make it see-through so I can see what's in there? No, that's not how it works, Mike Davis. You have to go through that door. So when I sent the angel and told you were going to have a church in El Paso 5 years before you had a church in El Paso, and you were getting ready to take a promotion and leave this state, you had to go through that door. Well, God, can you show me a little more? No, you got to trust me. Faith conquers fear. Will you trust him? I'm going to give you some scriptures. Here we go. Isaiah 41:10. So do not fear. And when you're coming through this circumstance, when you're coming through these challenging moments in life, when you're trying to step out and not have fear and have faith, when you're trying to make a decision that is going to require great faith, not little faith, but great faith. Maybe you need great faith for God to heal your body. Maybe you need great faith for God to restore your marriage. Maybe you need great faith to run that new job you got. Maybe you need great faith to believe God for a new car. Maybe you need great faith in all your circumstances. Maybe you need great faith to find the right church. Whatever it is, don't be afraid, because when you walk in that faith and you say, you determine in yourself that I don't worry what's going to happen, God, I'm going to trust you. I'm going to trust you. I've put in the work. I've done my time. Now I'm going to stand on your promises. And so what Isaiah says, he says, so why? So he says, do not fear. Isaiah 41:10. For I am with you. You see, this is when you have to take God at his word. This is when you got to have faith. This is when you got to believe the word of God. That's the only thing that's going to conquer your fear. When you're out there in the wilderness, when I was in the military, and I was in the toward the Persian Gulf, and I sat on the bottom of the boat, and we're taking on fire, and we're giving fire, and I said, God, don't let me die in this boat. Don't let me die in the middle of the ocean, and let my body be not found. Don't let me die like this. God, you prophesied to me that I was going to be a pastor. And you said I was going to be a great man. And so my faith stood in the midst of that fear. When you're in the line of fire, you got to know what God has said. And you got to hold on to that. And as David says, so as Isaiah said, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. Don't be dismayed that God gave you this great blessing in your life. Don't be like, oh, God is too much for me. I can't conceive it. Why? You can receive it. Just let him bless you. I don't know how you did it. Don't figure it out. He don't want you to figure it out, or he would have consulted with you. Baby girl, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to move this over here, move that over there, and make this. And then you just going to right on in there, right? Okay? We're going to make it all nice so you understand it. No, God going to say, go through that door. But I want to see what's behind it. I don't speak English, Jesus. Okay? And so Isaiah, he says, so do not fear. He says, for I am with you. He says, do not be dismayed of what I'm going to do or how I'm going to do it. For I am your God. He says, I will strengthen you and help you. Listen, I will strengthen your faith. I'll give you the power to walk through that door. See, when life is changing and you don't have enough faith and fear comes, you got to say this, God, you said that you would strengthen me. So right now, Jesus, I raise my hands for you to strengthen my faith to believe this healing for my body. Amen. See, that doesn't mean you did something wrong. That doesn't mean you lack faith. That just means you're holding God accountable to his word. This is how you grow, guys. This is how I grew. This is how I became a great man of faith, because I believed in the word. And even God gives you some help even when you lack that belief. He says, I will help you. He says, and I will give you strength. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. He didn't say the left hand. He said his right hand, the right hand of fellowship. When you shake a man's hand, do you shake it with your left hand? That's right. The right hand is respect and honor. And then he goes into Isaiah 41:13. He says, for I am the Lord your God who takes hold of your right hand. And he says, I say to you, do not fear. I will help you. It doesn't matter whatever you face in the day. God says, don't fear. He's going to help you. And he says this. And then he goes on, and I love the way David says this. This is what David says when he's afraid. See, every great man and woman of God was afraid. Everybody has experienced fear. So they wrote down some things to help you out when your fear is overcoming you. And David said this. He says, when I'm afraid, David is talking to us. He says, when I'm afraid, I put my trust in you. In Psalms 56, 3, 4. And he says, in God whose word I praise. Here it is. The word again. He says, in God I trust, and I am not afraid what mere mortals can do to me. See, David says when he's afraid, which he was often afraid, he puts his trust in God. But he says, not only that, God, I put my trust not just in your omnipotent power, not in your mightiness, but I put my trust in your word. For you said you'll never see the righteous forsaken. You said you've never seen your seed begging bread. You said that you're not a man that you should lie. You said that you would make a way out of every trouble and every problem. You said that I am the head, God, and not the tail. David held God accountable to his word when he was afraid. God, you said that I would live and not die. Do you get it? And so then we go on to Paul. In Romans 8:15. And Paul says this. He says, for you have not received a spirit that makes you a slave again to fear. When you accepted Christ in your life, you did not get a spirit that makes you a slave to fear again. You know what it means to be a slave? A slave is a person who is the property of another person and is forced to obey them. So every time that you panic, every time that you run, every time that you retreat, every time that you doubt, every time you give up, guess what? You have just become a slave to fear again. Yeah. And guess what fear makes you do? What he wants you to do. He makes you doubt God. He makes you lose faith. He makes you lose hope. Because that's what he's going to do. Don't become the slave again. And this is what Paul says. He says, but you have received the spirit of sonship. Stand up. He says, and by him we cry out, Abba, Father. Do you know when you become a son of God, God becomes your daddy? And the word Abba means daddy. Have you ever called God daddy before? Raise your hand if you ever called God daddy. Well, see, that's what's wrong. Only 3 people have ever called God daddy. It's okay. You can call him daddy. The Bible tells you you can. Okay? I just read the scripture. Because Paul said that you're not a slave no more to fear. He says, but you have received sonship. And he says in that sonship, you cry out, Daddy, I need you. You know how a little kid calls out to his daddy? It's like the greatest thing. And you dads has ever been a dad. When you're first kid, he don't call you dad first. They call you daddy. When the little boy calls you daddy, it makes you feel good, huh? It ain't daddy. You know why? When that kid cries out with that daddy, he knows that that's his dad. And the dad knows that's my son. And it's just a spiritual connection. This is what Paul was saying. That we don't have to fear no more. We're not slaves to it no more. We have received sonship. We don't have to be all proper in how we go to God, or he wouldn't have gave you the Hebrew word for Abba, Father, which basically means daddy. I want you to start loosening up. I want you to become unorthodox like me. I feel you're a little stiff in here. It's okay, you're not going to hell. I promise you, you will not go to hell for calling God daddy. I'm willing to stake my life in 25 lightning bolts strike me down right now through the city. Wait. I guess it's okay. I'm sure he's been called worse things than daddy, huh? Listen, the reason why I want you to call him daddy every now and then, I want you to do it when you really feel like you have sonship or daughtership. I want you to really do it when you feel like he's your daddy and you need a daddy. You see, some of us ain't never had a daddy. So you come and hug and fluff you. I'll be your daddy. But listen, there's one that's greater, that can hug you tighter than any daddy, that can make you feel more secure than any daddy, and he's Father God. And he says, guess what? Cry out to me. I want to be your daddy. Because I know that when you say those words to me, it's a word of deep affection, of deep intimacy, of deep acknowledgement. And guess what? When I was afraid, I'd call for my daddy, and he would come, and he would tell the little man to go away. I'd have nightmares, and my dad would come in, and I'd tell my daddy to get those bad guys down. When I used to be afraid of the streets, and I was going to have a fight, or kids were going to jump, I'd call my daddy. See, my kids know that their daddy's crazy. I'll come and kill everybody over my kids. They know it, and they tell their friends, I bet not disappear. My daddy crazy. Because they know that their daddy coming. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning. If I got to raise myself from the dead, I'm coming. I want you guys to understand that love and faith casts out. Faith in God's word. David says, I praise your word. And then Paul says, and I cry out to you. So there you have it, faith and love. And guess what? All fear subsides. You don't need to have the pastor pray for you over and over because you're a chicken. You can just go make your own pot of stew and eat it with the same ingredients your pastor got. Listen, I want you guys to follow my lead. I ain't been a crooked pastor. I won't ask for money. I ain't put my agenda before your agenda. You can trust me, but I want you to follow my lead want you guys to become radical about God. I hate to say that. But I want you guys to become Pentecost. You know, they're crazy, but they have great faith. That was my first church. That's why I'm stuck. I got that Pentecost in me. But guess what? It gives you that strength of belief and that faith to move that mountain. And it don't care how it's displayed. And I want you guys to grow. I want you to take this fear and get rid of it. Get rid of it. You don't need it. Will, Seth, use it on the football field. Simeon, use it in your job. Richard, use it in your job. Lisa, use it in your job. Johnny, use it in your job. Use it in your marriage for your baby and for everything else. You guys, you know what's funny? We have power over fear. That's just like the least amount of anything. It ain't like the devil right here saying, hey, that's just fear. And there's good fear, there's bad fear, but we can get rid of all fear because we know that God hasn't given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and sound mind. Amen? All right, let's pray. Father, we just thank you for the word today. Father, I even thank you for my toe that's starting to hurt now because I guess you didn't left me. Jesus, it was so good in the beginning. You tricked me, Jesus. You told me to get up here with my broke toe. But you know what? You made it happen. So, Father, I thank you for this church. I thank you for this people. I thank you, Father, that my life's an open book for you. Father, use me to help them. Father, let me speak the words that encourage them. Let me speak the word that fuses them, Father. Let me speak the word that grows them, Father. Let me speak the word that gives them hope, Father. Let me speak the word that gives them life, Father. For it's you. Doesn't matter how it's displayed, but Father, you know how to speak to your sons and daughters. And Father, I thank you. I thank you, Father, that we don't have to be afraid of fear because you haven't given us fear. And Father, I thank you that you ask us to cry out to you, to call you Abba, Father. Father, a deep turn of endearment, a turn of faith and hope and trust. Father, let us lean to you in everything that we do. Father, you want to know us so intimately in such the little things and the big things. Father, I pray for relationship. I pray for healing. I pray for wisdom. I pray for understanding. I pray for growth, faith, Father. I pray for faith, Father, that, Father, as Jesus said, increase our faith. I pray that you increase our faith. Father, the time is coming. The days are getting darker. The hours are getting longer, Father. The fear is going to become so overwhelming. But Father, if you be for us, who can be against us? Whom shall we fear? We shall fear nothing. So Father, start now in the little things of our life. Begin to let us reach for those things that we lack. Let us reach for those things by faith that we've been afraid to just speak. Let us to become and declare it, Father. Let us speak the words knowing that we are the son and the daughter of the living God, of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. We are the ambassador of Christ that has been risen from the dead and that has given us the keys to heaven, and that whatever we bound on earth is bound in heaven. And Father, that we have been given the power to cast out demons, to tread serpents, to lay hands on the sick. Father, let us begin to stake our claim. Father, I come against all fear in Jesus' name. And Father, we dispel it in Jesus' name. We tell it to go in Jesus' name. And Father, I thank you that you give us power, love, and a soundness of mind. I pray for faith, Father, that you increase our faith, that you increase our faith, that you increase our faith to believe in the little things as well as the big things, the things that come to hinder us from getting our healing, from getting our victory, Father. For we can do all things, for we can do all things, for we can do all things, for we can do all things through Christ. Through Christ, our atonement, our victory, our strength, our deliverance, through Christ. It is through him that we have strength. So Father, bless us. Get us excited about next week. Father, let us stay in the moment all week long. Father, I pray that we would not go one day without thanking you, Jesus, for that. Father, I pray that you remind us of the greatest sacrifice that was ever given. It is the gift that does keep giving through all eternity, through all the ages. Is that as we go on our ways, every kid, every child, every woman and man, that all next week, every day, I pray that we will wake up and just give you a salute. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for dying. We're so busy to give our salutes to everyone else instead of the one that gave us peace, the one that gave us life, the one that healed our bodies, the one that blessed us financially, the one that gives us life. Every day, Jesus, I want to thank you. In Jesus' name, amen.